right. Welcome back to another episode of the All American Hoops podcast. I'm Chris Driscoll. This is episode 93. As per usual, joined by me is my younger brother, Matt Driscoll.
Hey, it was a pleasure. Happy to be on. It was weird last week. We had a little hiatus, a little week off, so happy to be back.
Yeah. Very rarely do we take off just because it's like my philosophy is if we can squeeze an hour in just to talk ball, it's always good too. But last week we had a lot going on. Including obviously I was just getting stuff ready for the school year. Luckily, you were still able to go and watch a very legendary movie with our lovely parents.
Yeah, it was the 50th anniversary of Jaws last week. Oh, actually, the 50th anniversary was in June, but in AMC theaters they showed they replayed Jaws for the 50th anniversary last week, and it's our dad's favorite movie. So my dad and I actually went and we saw it twice, once on Thursday, once on Friday in IMAX. So it was electric both times.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Wait, did Dad see it again on Friday, or was that just you?
Yeah, he saw it again on Friday.
Oh, you both saw it on Friday? That's sick.
Yeah.
All right, so a couple of things to address. So first of all, episode 93 is the PJ Brown episode. He was, I want to say, like the Celtics. I don't even know how many minutes he got in the 2008 season with the Celtics, but I do remember him watching him like a long time ago. But I'm pretty sure he was like one of the last five guys that came in the game in the 2008 finals when the Celtics were crushing the Lakers. It's also the Meta World Peace game, which Ron Artest at the time wore the number 93 for the Sacramento Kings in 2006, 2007, and 2008. Matt, I can see your face lighting up, so I'm assuming that you're looking at someone else to wear the number 93. I don't know how slow my iPad is right now.
No, I'm looking to see how many minutes PJ Brown played.
Okay, yeah, so I'll try to find another 93 real quick then. NFL players to wear 93 is Calais Campbell, apparently, whoever the hell that is.
Played on the Dolphins.
Did he? Okay. DJ Jones from 2017 to 21. Yeah, a lot of Chris Jones in 2016. Okay. Yeah, not many 93s, and I'm not even going to look up the Mets because I'm assuming that they didn't. But winding down. Episode 100 is right around the corner. Very exciting things to look ahead. I am likely going to be recording like a during the week pod, like whether it be on a Monday or Tuesday within the next couple of weeks, just because I want to be able to squeeze in episode 100 right before the season starts. But regardless, episode 100 is coming around the corner, and I for one am very excited about it. I've kind of leaked a couple of details, but haven't really gone full out yet because we don't have a date yet, but it is going to be sometime next month. So speaking, one more thing actually. So Matt, as I was organizing my desk, one thing I forgot to mention is that so at my school, it's a very big school, but however, there are even more students. So it's like the area is like very much overpacked. So rather than each teacher having its own classroom, each teacher has its own cubicle. So I've actually been looking around, I've been looking around to see people's cubicles, and it's like an office. Like it really looks like people have their own like nice things set up, like their pictures and everything. I was walking by someone's desk, and he had this exact bobblehead. Actually,
oh no way!
Yeah, so I actually don't. He wasn't there at the time, and he didn't have his name on the desk, so unfortunately. So I can't even. Oh, love it. Yes. So I have to. Yeah, I have to come. I have to go in like another time to see it because brand new school this year. So yeah, I have to start making friends in the office. Even though our principal is also a big Mets fan as well. So it's definitely something.
Nice.
There's something to connect to. All right, so I'm sure like those of you watching have at least heard the quote every once in a while. You probably heard the quote "never a dull moment" as far as it goes for talking about like a group or something, and that absolutely applies to this podcast, but it more so applies to the NBA. There is never a dull moment in the NBA, whether it's in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, whether it's Game 32 in like a close game. But more importantly, whether it's in September, like it's not like this happened in like July, like the height of the free agency. We got a big, like pretty, like relatively credible reports yesterday about Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers regarding his signing back in 2019. So, report came out yesterday from Pablo Torre. I don't even know which company he works for. I don't think it's ESPN, but essentially saying that the NBA, after he reported this, like the NBA has officially launched a formal investigation regarding Kawhi Leonard's contract that he signed with the Clippers in 2019. Apparently, it's what they're calling, he was paid $28 million to be a no-show at a company called holy crap, my handwriting's awful. What's it called? Aspect. Yeah, I think it's called Aspect. Let me just double check.
Aspiration.
Aspiration, yeah. So Aspiration, which is a company that Steve Ballmer had Steve Ballmer being the owner of the Clippers, has very high high connections to, and eventually ended up going bankrupt. The details are very complicated, but if you know anything about the way that Kawhi Leonard went about his signing back in 2019, you know that there is I don't want to say like you always knew there was something legal going on, but you at the very least knew that this is very, very, very unusual, just because like the way the NBA free agency usually goes is usually there's like some like behind the door stuff as far as it goes for like talking to ownership. Usually they go pretty quickly, but Kawhi Leonard this wasn't so surprising that like he went through it very slowly. With the signing, he said like like I'm gonna wait until July 1st, and then I'm gonna meet with my teams after that, and then sign with them on I think it was July 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a couple of days before that, but it was definitely like past July 4th. I can tell you that. So, but basically, in short, like it sounds like Steve Ballmer, like I believe he's the richest owner in sports. If I'm not richest owner in American sports, I'm pretty sure he's richer than Steve Cohen, if I'm not mistaken. And essentially he was paying Kawhi Leonard illegally, again, allegedly, we don't want to make it seem like that anything is definite yet, especially because this report is only about 36 hours old. So allegedly overpaying Kawhi Leonard a tremendously illegal amount. So Matt, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, so a couple thoughts. Obviously, it's a crazy story. I think that more stories like this are going to come out, because I think obviously we knew that there's always been tampering going on. Like, obviously, I knew I heard of the story, but I didn't really know anything about it. The story I'm about to bring up, I didn't know any like details about it. But the Timberwolves, in 2000, they signed Josh Smith to a
Mm.
$1.7 million contract, and it was later found out that they had an agreement under the table, to sign an extension after to keep his bird rights. And the Timberwolves were docked 4 draft picks, 4 future firsts, and his contract was voided. So if this actually comes out as true, and Kawhi Leonard did, get paid under the table, I think the Clippers are gonna, be docked a couple draft picks at least, and rest of his contract will be voided. However, I don't even know what picks the Clippers have to be voided. So I wonder what if the NBA takes a stand. I know it's a different league now than it was back then, so I wonder if they will actually punish the Clippers. But very interesting, very crazy story.
Yeah, I was gonna listen to him today, but I didn't, just because like I didn't have the time. But I saw a little clip of Zach Lowe actually, and he actually made the point that the Clippers actually do have some picks in the future. Like they traded for a couple assets. They also it's also like they're running towards the end of like the Paul George trade now, to where like they still, like in the future they're gonna come up with a couple of picks. Like I think they're pretty set after 2029. So they're gonna have their picks eventually. Are they? The question is whether the league is going to take those away or not. Another thing you forgot to mention is that Kevin McHale, who's the GM of the Timberwolves at the time, was suspended for an entire year as well. So who knows whether Steve Ballmer, or I'm pretty rest in peace, but like I know Jerry West was like heavily involved with the Clippers at the time as well. So I don't know if Steve Ballmer is going to either face suspension, or if it's going to be someone else in the Clippers front office, whoever the GM is right now. Even though like it's probably someone different right now. It was 5 years ago at this point, 6 years ago actually. So I don't
I could
know.
totally see the league sweeping this entire thing under the table, though. I feel like back then Stearns was it more strict and kind of led with an iron fist, while Silver's more of a players commissioner. So I could totally see this just getting swept under the table, like what the MLB did with Otani. Just have a fall guy, and then let everything else play out.
Matt, you had to use the word allegedly. We don't want to get canceled for making, especially when we're talking about Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, you know the power that he has in the league.
I always say Shohei, like whenever we bash a player, welcome to the pod. Shohei Ohtani, not welcome on the pod. Do not come on the All American Hoops podcast.
Do not. No. I'm sure he's really stunned by that.
Actually, you're welcome, Shohei, if you want to come on and discuss.
Yeah. There was one more thing I wanted to mention about it. Oh yeah. And yeah, like just the whole thing. Apparently, again, allegedly, Kawhi's like his agent is his uncle, because unfortunately Kawhi's father passed away at a young age. So his uncle Dennis has really been like his father figure his entire life. So he's his agent. So like he's really influential to Kawhi to even like today. So especially, and he was really heavily involved in the signing process as well. Apparently, when Kawhi was looking to sign with the Lakers, he wanted to take ownership. He wanted to like be able to fly private, and the Lakers, again, allegedly the Lakers said no, and then he went to sign with the Clippers instead. Producer of the show and fellow co-host of the NBA Max podcast, Tony Sportsfluence. Up front, he's a Lakers fan, so there's take this with a grain of salt, if you will. He said, we were really supposed to believe that the Kawhi chose the Clippers over the Lakers at the time, which I understand both mindsets, because obviously like Kawhi did want to lead his team and he wanted to play with like a guy like either Jimmy Butler or Paul George, and like they were able to get Paul George. Whereas if you played with the Lakers, you would have had to play debatably third wheel. He would have been second wheel probably, but like he would have like on some nights third wheel to LeBron and AD. So but at the same time though, if you were to join the Lakers, it would have been like a guaranteed ring with those three playing. So both of those have good arguments for sure, but the Lakers definitely had like a better selling pitch than the Clippers at the time, especially with the amount of picks that the Clippers had to give up for Paul George.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. The only thing that like the Clippers had was they had the extra max spot, and Steve Ballmer, like you said, I don't know if he is the richest. I gotta double check that, but I
definitely the richest. He's definitely the richest in the NBA. Whether
it does sound correct.
Yeah,
but sorry, I just sneezed. But I totally agree. I mean, maybe he just wanted to be the number one option instead of playing second fiddle to LeBron.
So yeah, so Steve Ballmer is much richer than Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen is what, $16 billion. How much worth do you think Steve Ballmer is?
Well, Cohen was worth $16 billion when he bought the Mets. I think right now he's worth like 20, 21.
Okay, that makes sense.
How much is Ballmer worth?
As of 2025, he's worth $153 billion. I didn't realize it was that much. I didn't know for sure, but like I figured he was richer than Steve Cohen. But like he's worth. I didn't think he was 10 times more worth. But
yeah, that's insane.
So yeah, crazy story. Just regardless. I don't know what to take of it. I know that Mark Cuban went on what's his name show, Pablo Torre's show today, and supposedly it hasn't come out yet, obviously, but Mark Cuban obviously felt very good about it because he went on to kind of disagree with Pablo, and he said something along the lines of, "Oh, we had a really good conversation. It was about 3 hours long before, so he just wanted to make sure. Oh no, we're not editing out any parts of this episode." Which I'm not going to speak ill of another journalist, but like would very much be a Pablo Torre thing to do. So yeah. Can you tell him better about how him and Bill Simmons had beef for a little bit there? So
what do they have beef about?
Torre had like released the news about Belichick's girlfriend, and Simmons kind of went at him for that. Like because Simmons obviously a Belichick guy.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, regardless, we're not here to trash sports journalists, even though we are. But so
Chris, you might have a problem with it. I have no problem with bashing sports journalists.
Okay, I'm happy you are too. Yeah, there needs to be somebody on the show to do that. Matt, I have a very good feeling that it's gonna be another short one tonight, which I'm more than okay with because getting up at 5:30 in the morning has been a little tough on me, but we'll see how long that lasts.
Wait, Chris, we didn't discuss. I think you posted my favorite one of your TikToks today.
Oh, appreciate it.
About being a teacher. Really cool stuff. A little different than your usual content, but one of the coolest parts about you is that you're a teacher. And
Appreciate that.
was today the first day with students, or was it the second
So
day?
it was the second day. Well, like, so we have A and B day. So like, it was still it was my first day with another group of with another group of my students. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah, brand new school. Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, and for those of you wondering, my post was about. I'm assuming not many people watching the show are on Teacher Talk, but one of the trends that people were doing is girls and guys posting, um, like the pictures with the song Time of Your Life" in the background, saying in quotes "cool guys or cool girls teach," and then they post pictures of their favorite movie or TV show characters of teachers. So I did Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World, Greg Eady from Abbott Elementary, and then I did like the legendary like Mr. Upburn from Arthur, and then the last one ends up being me. So some of my favorite and then obviously like the girls did like Just Stay from New Girl and like a couple there's obviously more famous girl teachers than guys because of the stereotypes, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's very very cool trend to hop on. I'm happy that like I was able to like my NBA TikTok community was able to see different side of me, so that was actually pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Have you
anyways,
sorry to continue
okay, no, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
teacher talk? Is this the first time we're discussing? I know we've discussed you being a teacher, but I think this is the first time we've gone in depth about you being a teacher here. Have you noticed any difference in teaching? Am I allowed to say the level that you teach at?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Is there a
As
difference
long as we
in
don't say the school.
teaching high school than compared to middle school or elementary school?
Yeah. I would say the first day of elementary school is obviously a lot more wild for the kids. Like it's like getting them in the routine, making sure that we establish the classroom rules. Which that was one of my least favorite parts, is because like you have to make sure you get the classroom rules right from day one with elementary kids. Otherwise, it's gonna be a crap show, which is exactly what happened with my first 2 years in elementary school. Middle school, you kind of had to do that, but like as long as you have everything, you're fine. With high school, I literally had like I just did one slideshow and like 3 bullet points said, "Hey, these are my rules. You have to come in here, you show up, you work hard. Um, you show up, you work hard, be respectful, and don't leave for the bathroom for more than 10 minutes." And that's it. They're like, okay, and that's it. And then after that, we did a couple icebreaker games, and yeah, that was it. Like yeah, like it's much more relaxed in the setting, to say the least. So
Cool.
so shout out to my fellow former elementary teachers, because that's a very hard job, even though they'd probably say the same thing to me about high school teaching. So it's definitely an acquired taste, to say the least. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see as it goes along later in the year, but I'm very excited.
Have you tried one more thing? Last point. Have you tried any of the cafeteria food yet, or no?
I've not. No. I think my very first year teaching, I went to the cafeteria a couple of times. It was pretty good. I haven't really gone since. I should have went last year when I was in the middle school, but maybe I'll try this year in the high school. I think it costs like $3.35. So that'll be good.
Save money. AH reviews.
Yeah, oh, that'll be good. There is a teacher on TikTok. I forgot her last name. I think it's I forgot her name, but yeah, she does lunch. She does like lunch at the school reviews.
Oh,
So,
really? You should do that.
She did, however, get caught for like she got recorded cursing out of students one time. So I'm not going to do that part there. So, but if you were to ask me, like it was some of his stuff you were saying was pretty justified. So, yeah, Thanks for asking those questions. Obviously love talking. Like two things. Yeah. So my 3 passions are history, teaching, and basketball. And with this show, I like doing all 3 of them. I like educating the youth about basketball and especially about the history of the game. So like I love talking about all 3 of them. So, anyway, so as Matt mentioned earlier in the episode, this is the first time recording in 2 weeks. We did take the week off last time. And with that, did we do our top? We did do that, yeah, because we did do our top 10 small forwards 2 weeks ago, because I feel like we've been doing every other week, which exactly what happened. It's just that we didn't do the pod last week. We've been ranking the top 10 players of each position. So, Matt, we're gonna do the same thing like we've been doing, because with your idea of going through it one by one. Like one number by one number. I think since it's just the 2 of us, I think we're good to give a couple of honorable mentions if we want to start. So we're not giving too many. We won't be giving too many away. So if you want to start by giving out like your number like 11, 12, maybe even 13, if you think that like that he might not make the list.
Okay. Yeah. So I listed off 12.
Okay.
So my number 12 is one of my favorite players in the league, New Jersey legend Naz Reid.
Okay. And
then you want me to give you my number 11 as well?
Sure. Yeah.
On one of my favorite teams to watch in the league, very excited for them this year. My number 11 is Jeremiah Grant from the Portland Trailblazers.
That's not. Yeah, that's a really good one. I don't know where I have him exactly, because I may have skipped over him if I'm being honest with you. But he's a very interesting player to say the least because like he's someone who like didn't have too high expectations, but then had like a really good season. Then he grew higher expectations, and since then, he's just been a really solid player, but just hasn't really been able to reach what he was like for that one season. But still, pretty solid player. Like yeah, like I don't have him in like the top 12. I think I might have him like 17 or 18. But yeah, for my honorable mentions, actually, so I feel like a couple of these guys you might have on your list, but probably not. So 13, I have Aaron Gordon, um, which he might be higher on some people's lists, which very justifiable because he was a phenomenal um, third, fourth option on a championship team, and probably will be the third, fourth, maybe even fifth option, depending on how good you think Cam Johnson is on the Nuggets this year. I guess fourth because yeah, just because I think he's very clearly better than Christian Brown. Um, 12, I actually have another Timberwolf. I have Jaden McDaniels. I wasn't sure what to put Nas because I don't know if he's considered a backup center or if he's considered the he's both the backup center and the backup power forward. So like if I were to put Nas on my list, I guess I'd put him at just behind Gordon. So I would have him at number 14 probably. And number 11, I have your guy actually. I know that you would think he'd be much higher, which very justifiable. I actually have Jalen Johnson at number 11.
Oh,
yeah. So just a reminder to everyone on this list: the list is if you're building a team to win a championship, who would you most rather have on your team? Though if you want to include ceiling raising as your part of your criteria, be my guest. But as far as I'm concerned, we're building a team to win a championship, and the guys that have like the most traits to win a championship is what we prioritize the most on our lists. So Matt, if you want to start off by telling us who your number 10 is.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
All right, cool. Sorry, I just froze there for a second. Number 10, you mentioned him. He was your number 13, I believe. I have Aaron Gordon, one of the most impressive role players in the league right now. Just a perfect fit in the Nuggets scheme with Jokic. I'd gain a ton of respect from obviously the 2023 run, but this year his hamstring was like like in a billion pieces, and he played in Game 7, and he was one of the best players on the floor for against the Thunder this year. So a ton of respect for Gordon. He plays his role very, very well, and he's number 10 on my list.
Yeah, people talk about the Nuggets, the lack of Nuggets supporting cast, which like their depth this year was abysmal, and even Russ was their sixth man, and some nights he was the starting shooting guard, which like Russ surpassed expectations. Don't get me wrong, but like he's not someone at this point in his career that you want being too high in your rotation. But he was like very clearly in the rotation. Like I remember people saying there was like a stretch where like Russ was going through like his 2-3 week stretch where he was playing awful down like in like clutch moments, but it was like still very clear. No, you cannot. You got to keep him on the floor because everyone else stinks. So yeah, the Nuggets supporting cast was very bad, but however, Aaron Gordon is it was definitely one of the glue guys on the team that kept them afloat at the very least, even though it was mostly Jokic doing the carrying. At my number 10, I have Draymond Green. I still one of the three, at the very, I easily top 5 defender, very least top 3 defender. I think I'm factoring in the fact that he's still playing with Steph Curry. If he wasn't playing with Steph Curry, he would be lower, but we are getting Draymond Green with Steph Curry this year, which we get him with him every year, and I still think that he's a top 10 power forward in the league.
I will say, last year I fought you a ton in our fantasy draft because you had Draymond Green over Kristaps Porzingis heading into the year. I won't say the other player you had him over because that was wrong, but you were right about that. Draymond had a better year than Porzingis did last year.
It's yeah, and there's a reason I didn't take a victory lap on that because I was as disappointed as you guys were that I was right about that situation. So yeah,
but you definitely were right.
I was right, yeah. And unfortunately, I was right. But like, yeah, it's just like the whole thing is like if Draymond didn't play next to Steph Curry, he wouldn't be as impactful. Yeah, but he does play with Steph Curry,
does,
and he's extremely impactful. It's like, and I know this was like a violently small sample size, and like we can't really take much of it. But we saw what happened in 2021, where like Steph was playing without Draymond for like a solid 5-10 games in 2021. And the Warriors stunk. And then Draymond came back, and Steph was looking like the best player in the league. And for that sample size. So it was a long time ago, and it was a small sample size. But like if Draymond played without Steph, he wouldn't be as good. But but like he plays with Steph, he's easily one of the best. Like I don't say one of the best players in the league, but like easily like one of the most impactful players in the league, I should say. I have a feeling like even outside of the Draymond placement, I have a feeling that our list is going to be relatively different on certain aspects of it. So I'm interested to see what the rest of your list looks like.
So this guy for number 9 is tough to rank because I think he should, like, the idea of this guy is better than what he really is. I feel like if he was in a different situation, he would be talked about more, but he plays on the Utah Jazz, and that's Lauri Markkanen. He puts up good
Okay.
numbers, but he's clearly not a number one in this league. He shouldn't be, but he has been the past couple of years. Um, I think if he was on a contending team, he could be a very, very great role player, but I've met number 9.
I personally think that Lauri Markkanen could be number 2 in a championship team. That's just me. Like I you know what I'm very confident he could be, but yeah, he's played. I don't know if he's still playing, but like I know he was playing in the FIBA league for a little bit. I think. Was he? No.
He's
Am I
playing in
making that up?
Eurobasket, yeah.
He's playing in Eurobasket. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and supposedly he was playing really good there. So yeah, like the fact that he hasn't playing really pretty well in there. Yeah, I'll just give you my next two. Just because I have Julius Randle number 9, and then I have Laurie actually number 8.
Whoa, you
So
have Julius Randle that low?
yeah, I don't know. And I fully give my flowers to Julius Randle. Like this, I'm not going to disrespect him anymore because he played awesome in the playoffs last year, and like I think everyone on this list 1 through 9 could be the number 2 on a championship team, and that's including Julius Randle because he was just the second best player on it. Okay, at the very least, the second best offensive player on a team that just made the Western Conference Finals. Granted, they got stomped by the Thunder, but I think every team in the West would have gotten stopped by the Thunder, except for obviously the Nuggets didn't. Yeah, especially with the way that Anthony Edwards has been popping and the way that Rudy Gobert has been still continuing to anchor that defense, especially later in last season. I think that Julius Randle could absolutely be like the second option in a championship team. But yeah, and then to spoil my next pick, like I'm going in order now. Just I do have Lauri Markkanen at 8. We haven't really we saw him as the what do you call it? What's the word I'm trying to think of? Like in like the role player sense before he got to Utah, he wasn't that good. But then when he became the first option, he really shined. So, but this year he didn't play that great. But I also just think that Jazz stinks. So, but I do think there was a world where like if Laurie had like a star first option and then a solid supporting cast outside of him, I think there's absolutely a world where Laurie could be the second best player in a championship team.
I don't hate that take at all. I mean, Lauri Markkanen definitely, he's 9 on my list, and my number 8, to spoil it, I had him on my small forward list, but after further consideration, I think he is a 4. I have Jalen Johnson. I totally see the world where Markkanen is better. I just think Jalen Johnson's a younger player, and I think
Mm-hmm.
the Hawks are going to be good this year, and I think he will take another leap as he did last year. But I think they're pretty interchangeable. I wanted to put both of these guys over my number 7, but I did not. I'll get to my number 7 after. Oh, I guess you already gave your number 8, right? So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So should I give my number 7?
Yeah, sure.
My number 7 is someone who should be number 2 on this list, but he's not, and that's Zion Williamson.
Same
We're
here.
going into
I have Zion at 7 as well. Yeah.
We're going into year 7, and you have zero registered playoff minutes. Granted, the Pelicans stink, but he's one of the main reasons for that. He can't stay on the floor. When he's on the floor, he played the Celtics this year, and he was unbelievable. He was going band for band with Tatum both times that they played, but I mean, he just gets hurt every year, and there's a ton of off the court drama with him. It's a very disappointing career so far.
100% agree. I know that Hoop Venue, so like, there are 2 guys I think that love Zion more than anyone, and that's one of them is Tyler Britton, aka Hoop Venue, friend of the pod. He was on here over a year ago, and the other one, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that Carson from Nerd Sesh also loves Zion as well. What they think when healthy is a top 15 player, and like I scoffed at it at first, but like it's tough to debate because like the guy like when he's healthy, and like I'm not even looking at like just like pure number standpoints, but like but like in the minutes where he's healthy, like he's like a walking like 26, 7 and 5 on like 60% from the field goal, not even true shooting, 60% field goal percentage.
Field, yeah.
And he's 6'6" and can like he's like, and he can probably like post up guys like Gobert and Draymond and Mobley. He's like he is like the biggest bully in the post ever, like as far as goes for like post ups. He has like an amazing first step. Like defense he's like okay at, not really like great, but the guy's crazy efficiency, crazy volume when he's fully healthy. So yeah, absolutely. I think I would have him at easily 2 or 3. Probably closer to 2 if he were able to stay healthy, but unfortunately, we haven't seen that side of Zion.
And my number 6, you had to mention. I think because I lived with Knick fans my entire college experience, um, or my college entire college career, I have him higher on my list just because I watched him a ton. But that's Julius Randle.
Mhm.
I'm happy a lot of people came around to him last year. I mean, he had his first good playoff run where he played well and stayed healthy throughout it. I do think he could be a number 2 on a championship team. I don't know if you mentioned him in your spiel, but I
Yeah,
totally agree with that.
I agree.
I think he averaged 19 last year, and he started off very, very slow. He tends to do that, but I think this year he could get over 20 again. Um, and I'm excited to watch the Timberwolves this year. I think they're going to be very, very good again.
Me too. Yeah, the West is gonna be very interesting. Yeah, my number 6. I don't know if you. Yeah, like I know you included me in small forwards list last year, but I do have Scotty Barnes. He's someone. Yeah, like I consider him the 4 mainly because I think that Brandon Ingram's gonna be the small forward this year. Um, yeah, Scotty took a step back last year, but I think most of that had to do with injuries. Like I know that a lot of people were leaving him off like big lists because of how like the step back he took, but I see no reason other than the fact that I guess the Raptors kind of stink. So like I see no reason that like he can't still be like a great young player, and I think that he continue will be. Like I'll go as far to say that like heading into this year, I thought that he was the best player from his draft class. Like obviously Mobley is much better right now given the season that he had last year, but um, actually yeah, and Cade's much better than him too. Like yeah, Mobley and Cade took the steps they were supposed to, but Scotty didn't. So yeah, so I guess that's the underlying point there. But yeah, like I think there is absolutely a world where Scotty Barnes is like the third best player from his draft class. Like that draft class was stacked. So like I don't know who else was in. I don't know who else I would put above him. Like I know, but I know that it's like relatively deep as far as it goes for other guys there. But yeah, I have Scotty Barnes in my 6th spot.
Yeah, I would probably have Scotty Barnes around the 5 or 6 as well, but
Mhm.
I put him as a
As a
number
3.
as a 3. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was a small forward last year, but like yeah, most years before that he was. I think the year before that he was a power forward, and then this year he's going to be power forward because of Ingram. But yeah, so yeah, I have him at 6. The 3, 4, 5 spots is where it gets interesting because like I'm still kind of hesitant on where I want to rank these guys, but curious to see who you have in number 5.
My number 5 is Jaren Jackson Jr. Um, every
Okay.
time I look at Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm shocked that he's 25 years old. I do think you could have him anywhere from the 4 to 6 range, um, but I have him at number 5. I mean, the only gripe I have with him is that he's a little inconsistent in the playoffs, and his rebounding numbers are pretty low. But a lot of times he is playing on the perimeter. Uh, but I'm a huge Jaren Jackson Jr. fan. I love the guys that play both sides of the ball, and he's one of the most elite 2 way players in the league. So
I I had him at 4, but yeah, like I think I'm going to bump him to 5 just because this is a this year list, and even though you can project him playing better, I do think the guys that I'm going to have above him are still either going to take the step up or Jaren Jackson's just not going to be good enough. Like beginning of last year, there was a time where he was like looking like low first team All NBA, high second team All NBA. I don't even know. I don't know if he. I don't know if he ended up making an All NBA team. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I had him on my third team All NBA, given his how awesome he was at the beginning of the season. But I know that he kind of slowed down. He kind of slowed down at the end. So I understand why people want to put him a little bit higher. But that being said, you mentioned his rebounding thing. That's a big deal. Like I want my defensive player of the year caliber guy, power forward slash center, depending. Yeah, like I know that he's not as tall as most centers, but you had to grab more than 6 or 7 rebounds per game. You need those need to be in the double digits. Shut up. Um, yeah, 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 I definitely agree with everything you said there. But I'm still curious to see what your next step is going to be from there.
for my number 4,
Yeah.
yeah. So I wanted to put this guy at 3, but I think because it's a prediction for next year, I didn't. My number 4 is Pascal Siakam. I love Pascal Siakam. He killed the Celtics in the playoffs last or 2 years ago at this point. Um, I feel like he's one of the guys that everyone says is he's one of the most underrated players in the league. So now people are finally properly rating him. But
Mm.
he's the best scorer on the Pacers team. Obviously, they have an elite offense. When they need a bucket, they go to him, and I love watching this guy.
Number 4, and this is the last second decision based on a couple of things that I moved around, but I'm going to put Paulo Banchero on my number 4 spot actually.
Wow.
It's a little low compared to most people. Like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people like the idea more of Paulo Banchero than the actual player itself. Mainly just because like, oh, he's extremely athletic. He was the first overall pick, and he's played awesome in the playoffs. All of those are great points, but however, the fact of the matter is that Paulo has only played in 12 playoff games, and I don't know how. Like, I know like on like a scale, his numbers look awesome. But if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure a couple of those games were pretty low. But as far as it goes for excuse me, I'll mention the guys who I have ahead of him later, like once we go on the list. But as far as it goes for like a larger scale of who I would want, who would ever have him on my team if I'm building my team to win a championship, all these guys I mentioned, they could be solid number 2s on great teams. Paulo is just too inconsistent, too inefficient, and not a good enough playmaker. So he has the athletic skills, he has the scoring volume, and he has the intangibles as well. Like, yeah, like he's someone that you could say, okay, go get a buckets and just drop him any moments. I think he can. And I don't know what his clutch stats are, but like I have a feeling that like one day he's going to be one of the most clutch players in the league.
Yeah, that's I have Paulo lower on my list definitely, but
Yeah,
I'll talk about him when I get there.
yeah,
At number 3, I have Evan Mobley, who's one of a lot of these guys are, I mean, I guess because of the position, a lot of these guys are elite two-way guys.
yep.
Um, Evan Mobley had an awesome year last year. He averaged 19, 9, and 3 assists on a steal and 2 blocks a game. Very efficient from the field. Shot 37% from 3. Let me see how many attempts he took. Sorry, good podcasting
Mo-
here.
Mobley probably took what he take like probably like 2 or 3 a game. I'm,
He
I'm
took
thinking.
he took 3 a game. So
Yeah, that makes
I mean
sense.
that's a pretty decent sample size. An elite second option on that Cavs team, who I think are going to be very good this year. Probably the second favorites to make it out of the East.
Don't hate that at all. Yeah, but my 3 spot I have Pascal Siakam. People might scoff at the idea of Siakam being better than Paulo. I don't know who would be the better first option. We've seen, obviously, we've seen like we've seen limited sample size of Siakam being the first option lately. Obviously, he did lead the Raptors to the second round exits against the Celtics in 2020. Since then, like the Raptors were like, I think we're seeing now how bad a spot the Raptors are in since the Siakam being traded to the Pacers. But fact of the matter is that we love Tyrese Halliburton, especially on this podcast, but he had some very low moments in the playoffs this year, especially like in the first round against the Cavs, and even in some of the games in the finals. But Pascal Siakam was the one to step it up every game. Most consistent player in the Pacers for sure. I know that friend of the pod, John Cassidy, thinks that he was the best player in the team. I wouldn't go that far. But Pascal Siakam, he's one of the best playoff risers in the league, and I understand like if you're like building a franchise, you're taking Paulo without a doubt. Like if you're looking for the future, you're taking Paulo over Siakam. But for this year, start to finish, I want like I don't think if you think that Paulo is going to be better in the better as like a number 1 option, that's fine. But if I'm winning a championship, I want Pascal Siakam on my team ahead of Paulo, which I know you're going to talk about Paulo next. I'm assuming so. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. This is tough to do because I love Pascal Siakam. So at number 2, I have Paulo Banchero.
Mm-hmm.
2 to 4 is what I was saying. You could really switch
Yeah.
around.
Agreed.
But because Paulo is the number 1 option on the team, he is the youngest player out of the 3 of Mobley, Siakam, and Paulo.
Mm-hmm.
I have him at 2. He was awesome in the playoffs this year.
He
Him
was.
and Wagner were the only 2 Magic players to really show up. You said he isn't that good of a playmaker. I kind of disagree with that. He averaged 5 assists last year. I
Okay.
would say, and the Magic really didn't have any shooting, so it was tough. I will say at points his lows are very low, but I think that's what you get from a young player. That's
Sure.
leading a team. But I don't hate having Mobley over him. I don't hate having Siakam over him. But me personally, I have Paulo. I mean, 26, 8, and 5 last year on 45% from the field. Only 32 from 3, but I think that had a little bit to do with the spacing. I think with Bane, the addition of Desmond Bane, he
Sure.
will
Yeah,
shoot a
that's
little
true.
higher.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to see Paulo this year. I think he's going to have the best year of his career so far.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. And yeah, I also think the injuries last year affected him. As far as goes for his playmaking developments, I also do think that I should have specified that in my playmaking spiel. I also think that yeah, he did average 5 assists, but I'm pretty sure he averaged like 2.5 to 3 turnovers a game as well. So that so like that's another thing. That's if you want to fact check me there real quick, I think that it was that amount though. So like a little too ball dominant sometimes, and not enough
Yeah,
for
he
me.
averaged 3 turnovers this year, but he
3
did
turnovers, yeah,
average.
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought so.
it,
So that,
it definitely has been an issue with him in his career. He averaged
So
3.1 last year and 3 this year.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, like I've no issue if you want to put him higher, given his potential. As I mentioned, like he has the potential, he has the athletic abilities, he has the scoring volume, and now the playoff moments. So like yeah, I'm fully on board if you want to buy into him for this year. But I'm gonna give it another year before I put him ahead of Pascal Siakam and the guy who I'm number 2. I have Evan Mobley my number 2. Defensive player of the year this year. Extremely athletic. This was the year, like I said, like I remember I said last year at the beginning, beginning of the year when we were doing these lists, I said that I thought that Jared Allen was better than Evan Mobley, which I stand by that. I thought that he was at the time, but Mobley took that step. Like he took the step as a floor spacer. What was his big thing? You mentioned how he how he took 3 threes a game. Like that was something that he didn't have like really in a shot diet from last year. So he was always a great defender, but like turning himself into a top 3 to top like definitely top 5, probably top 3 defender in the league, while also being able to shoot the ball really well. He wasn't as good an offensive player as Donovan Mitchell or as good as Darius Garland this year, so I'll consider him the 3rd offensive option. But as far as goes for impact, I think there's a better argument for him being number 1 than number 3. So yeah, Evan Mobley, without a doubt, could be the number 2 on a championship team. And I think that's in very, very short time, there could be a world where he could be the number 1 option on a championship team as well. Yeah.
Who's your number 1, Chris?
It was I don't know. I was thinking maybe Jabari Smith Jr., maybe Keegan Murray. I don't know. I had one of those guys, but that's a joke, by the way, the audience. Yes, assuming both of us do have Giannis.
Yeah, I didn't notice. Giannis has been top 5 in MVP voting every year since 2018, 2019.
Was that 6 years? Was that
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years?
7, yeah, top 5 MVP voting. Like I do know that he was first, and with that, he's also first team All NBA for 7 years straight as well.
Yeah, and then top 10 in DPOY voting those last in those 7 years as well, and was I mean, he didn't make all defensive team the last 3 years, but
he finished top 10 on all defensive voting this year, like DPOY voting this year, 2025.
Yeah,
Really?
He finished 8.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I definitely wouldn't put him that high, but yeah. I guess I think that's a name recognition vote. But
name recognition,
yeah, but
just
still,
his numbers are so ridiculous.
They are. Yeah, this
30,
year was
12, and 7.
Yeah, this year was the year. He didn't do anything crazy impressive this year. Well, that's not true at all. It was crazy impressive what he did, but just to Giannis' standards, I should say, like, nothing crazy impressive. But like, yeah, I had him at 21. I bumped him up to number 17 on my all-time list. Like, I finally decided, like, you know what? Karl Malone, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, all those guys are great. They weren't as consistently great dominant like Giannis has been. Like, yeah, like I feel like Garnett at his peak probably has like the best case because of his two-way ability and his overall playmaking and defense, because like those are 2 things that I think that Garnett was a little better at. But Giannis is just a walking 30 points, like a 30 and 10 with great efficiency and great defense. Talk about his bag, talk about his jump shot and how great defenses are able to exploit him in the playoffs. No one can do what Giannis does. There are at least very few players in NBA history.
Wait, sorry, where do you have him on your power forward list?
Number 1.
All time. Sorry.
Number 1. Okay, I guess number 2 behind Duncan. Like, yeah, like this is the debate, but yeah, like
so you have. That's what I was gonna say. You have him over KG and Dirk.
I have him over KG and Dirk at this point. Like, yeah, he doesn't have the longevity, but like I think the gap. Like, I think that the gap in like peak for not even just peak for 1 year, but I feel like I don't think that Garnett and Dirk ever had as great a 7-year stretch as Giannis has had.
Yeah, and like you said, he doesn't have like the longevity, but he's been doing it for like he's gotten MVP votes every year since 2016, 2017. Like
it's crazy. Yeah. So it's that's totally the thing right there. People can define longevity however they want, but like the thing that matters the most is like I think the Chilton has like made this point too before, like like the thing about long, it wasn't Chilton actually it was a Tony Styles from the Hoopstorians podcast, also under Sports Fluent. He makes the point that like so he made the example that he thinks that Shaq's longevity is more impressive than Kobe's longevity because Kobe played for longer, but Shaq has like 12 MVP-esque seasons while Kobe only had about like 9 or 10. So yeah, Kobe played for longer, but Shaq was greater for longer. So I think you can make the case for Giannis versus Dirk and KG as well. Maybe not, but I think there's the discussion to be had for sure.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. So here we go. One more segment for the show. I know that Matt prepared some trivia questions for me. Last time I didn't do so well, so hopefully this time I'll be able to redeem myself, but we shall see.
Oh crap! I just exited out of the questions. Hold on. Hold on.
Take your time. Past couple weeks that we've done this, we did it with Clem and we did it with Clemmer, to where John, Matt, and either Clemmer did the Mets top 10 for Mets questions. So actually with Clemmer did the opening night questions as well. So I'm assuming, I don't know what Matt has in store for me.
All right, so I got 2 questions.
Okay.
Do you want an NFL one or do you want an NBA one?
How easy is the NFL one?
I would say relatively easy.
Okay, let's do an NFL one then.
All right, could you name me the top 10? Well, NFL, obviously, week 1 starts tonight.
Yeah,
can you name me the top 10 passing yards, quarterbacks with the most passing yards since the year 2000?
Since the year 2000. Okay, so Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is number 1.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees is number 2.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning is number 9.
Is Peyton Manning on this list? He's got to be, right?
Peyton Manning is number 4.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers number 6.
Okay, so I got 1, 4, 6, and 10. Is that it? Or 1, 4, 6, and 9?
Yes.
Okay.
1, 2, 4, 6, and 9.
1, 2, 4, 6, and 9. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 6. Okay, so Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers is number 5.
Okay. Big Ben on this list?
Big Ben's number 3.
Okay. All right. Let's see. There's no way I'm going to sweep this, but let's think. I think I got all the big ones. Let's start.
You need 7, 8, and 10, I believe.
Okay.
One player is still active.
Did I say Aaron Rodgers yet?
Yeah, sorry. One player left is still active.
Yeah, I did say Rodgers, though, right?
You did, yes.
Okay.
He was number 6.
So still active. Is it Matt Stafford?
Yep, Stafford's number 8.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Okay, so 2 non-active players. Let's think.
Let me see if this guy's active. Actually, I think he retired.
I think the guy's active, so you don't know if he's retired or not.
I think he is. I mean,
it's not. Yeah, this isn't a guess because I just want to make sure that it's not Joe Flacco, right?
No. He's starting.
Yeah, you knew that. So yeah, I just want to make sure. So
Flacco is number 12 on this list.
12. Okay, yeah. Let's think.
Yeah, this guy hasn't played in a couple of years.
A couple years ago. Okay, retired a couple years ago. Okay, or not, maybe not even retired.
His last year was 2022.
I was gonna say Alex Smith, but no, I think he retired a little before that.
Smith was 19.
19, okay. Going through some of the elite teams in my head. So let's see the Pats, the Colts, the Eagles.
Number 7. You want me to give you a hint?
Sure, yeah.
Won an MVP.
Won an MVP, okay. See, Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Peyton, Brady. So this guy's not playing anymore. I'm trying to scroll back before then. It's not Kurt Warner, is it?
No, Kurt Warner is number.
Or a little bit lower. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not on this list.
No, yeah, and I wouldn't think so. But he won MVP. So
he won MVP in.
Oh, it's Russell. Wait, no, Russell Wilson is on this. You say he's not active.
No,
so,
Russ is not on this list. He is number 11 though.
Okay. What year did this guy win MVP?
You want me to give you a range?
Sure.
Or you want me to give you the year?
You give me the range just to start.
He won it in between the years of 2010 and 2018.
2010 and 2018. Okay. Okay, so Rodgers won a couple there. Brady won one or two, I think. See, Rodgers, Brady. Damn.
You're gonna be mad at yourself when you don't get this guy.
I'm sure I am. Yeah. Might have to move on from this one in a second, but I'm trying to think of like all the great teams, but maybe I don't even need a great team to think of this. Was this kind of a good team?
He never won a Super Bowl.
Matt Ryan.
Yes, Matt Ryan.
Yes, there we go. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Now this other guy's tough.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll get him, but I'm trying to see. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if he has any
accolades or any other accomplishments.
He's number 10 on this list, the guy you need.
He's number 10. Okay. So not as he's still great, I'm sure, obviously, but if he's playing
he played from 2004 to 2017. He's known for playing on. I know him for. He's on 3 teams, but I know him for playing on 2 teams.
Played on 3 teams, known for playing on 2. Okay, so we played for 13 years though. Retired in about 2017. So that was. I'm trying to think of the players that I watched. Like when I was
in second in MVP voting 1 year and 5th 1 year.
Okay. Get some highs.
You want me to give you the teams he played for?
Sure.
Bengals, Oakland, and Arizona. I know him for playing on
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah.
All right. That was pretty good, Chris. I was thinking,
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. It was
definitely football's your third sport, so I always forget about Carson Palmer. Here, I'm pulling up the second question now. So I'm thinking, in regards to the Kawhi Leonard news, we could do. Sorry, your iPad's been good tonight until right now. Not now. All right. Can you name me the top 10 NBA players by career earnings?
Okay. Let's see. Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's number 3.
LeBron James.
Number 1.
Kevin Durant.
Number 2. So you have 1, 2, and 3.
Interesting. I don't think that Durant was ahead of Curry. James Harden.
Number 4.
Russell Westbrook.
Number 12. So not on this list.
Really? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Is Jaylen Brown on this list? Because I don't know if this is based on. It's probably based on to this date. I don't think it's probably not based on.
No, yeah, Jaylen Brown is number 44 on this list.
Yeah, he's gonna climb up in a few years, though. Obviously.
Yeah, behind Kristaps Porzingis, who's at 43.
Okay.
So you have LeBron, KD, Steph, and Harden.
Yeah. Okay.
1 through 4.
Okay. See, Westbrook's not in the top 10. After that, let's see. Giannis.
Giannis is number 14.
Jeez. Okay. So it's okay. We got to think players from like the 2010s then. Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is number 6.
Okay. Garnett.
No, good guess. Garnett's number
11.
15.
15. Okay. Let's see. So I got 1, 4, and 6. See, I'm trying to think of another 2010s player. Matt blacked out a second there. I don't know if he's still on, but let's try to think for a second here. Oh, okay. So we're gonna yap for a second until Matt's able to hop back on. But so this is top 10 earnings. So I wish that the chat was on. I doubt the chat. We got 32 people watching actually. So if you guys want to comment who you think, I'm not going to look at it personally, but if you want to comment players that I'm missing, so this is top 10 players in earnings. So okay, top 10 players in earnings.
Sorry,
not gonna lie, I think I did some pretty elite. I think I did some pretty elite podcasting while you hopped off there for a
cool.
second.
Some idiot in my fantasy football league just called me. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6.
Yeah. Kobe's got to be on here, right?
Kobe's number 16, right behind.
No,
KG.
He's not. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. Blake Griffin.
No, every single player remaining is active.
He's active. Okay. Jokic.
No.
They're active. Okay, so if every single player is active,
Jokic is number 20.
Oh, Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson is number 22.
Is Kawhi Leonard on this list?
Kawhi is 8.
Paul George?
Paul George is 5. So you need
Okay.
7,
9
9,
and
and
10.
10.
Okay. Let's think. Jimmy Butler?
Number 9.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 and 10. Let's think. Not Luca, not Shea. Got to think a little bit older. I'm thinking.
It's a good idea.
Okay, okay, so older players. Old-ish at least. Anthony Davis.
Number 7.
Okay,
Good pull.
and I'm thinking now back to the old man draft that we did on NBA Max a few months ago. So that after that draft, when Giannis, LeBron, Jokic, and then I think Tony drafted Steph and KD. Then I drafted AD. It's not Kyrie, is it?
No, Kyrie's 11.
Kyrie's 11. Okay. Damian Lillard.
Yes, there you go. Number
Okay.
10.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. That wasn't as bad, I think. Yeah. Like I did.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you named 1 through 11 and 12 because you guessed Russ.
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh, you already guessed KG. Let's see. Fun fact: Al Horford, number 27 on this list.
Okay. We talked about it before dinner, but Matt, I don't know. Al Horford, the news has yet to come out from Shams. A few other credible news reporters have said he's already planning on signing the Warriors, but I know that the Kuminga thing needs to work out with itself, which I think it eventually will. But what if it doesn't?
Yeah, I hope he retires. I don't want to see him in another jersey.
Me too. I don't know. I just hope that. I would have liked like I honestly wouldn't mind him signing with like another team and then like just for like a 1 year trying to compete and then just signing with even just going back and signing with the Celtics for like either like a year where he just rides the bench the rest of the year. So
Udonis Haslam's it.
Yeah, Udonis Haslam / Paul Pierce is more what I was thinking, except that Paul Pierce unfortunately did it with the Clippers, not with the Celtics. I don't know why he just didn't do it with the Celtics. He ended up retiring with the Celtics because he just did he signed like the 1 day contract. But I feel like that always didn't sit well with me. Is that I feel like that he should have just rode the bench especially with given how great the Celtics were that year, the year that he retired. But I think no one thought the Celtics wouldn't be that good in 2017 though.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough determination for sure. Jalen Carter, not Jalen Carter, NBA Max podcast host. Jalen Carter from the Eagles disqualified for spitting on Dak Prescott, huh?
Yeah, he's a loser. That guy.
He sure is. Yeah,
he fled a scene of a car crash with his best friend, so he still is allowed to play in the league.
That's crazy. Yeah. I think baseball gods exist. I think the basketball gods exist to an extent. I do not believe football gods exist because constantly, garbage people are always being rewarded in that league for whatever reason.
Yeah, they don't.
Actually, baseball is actually debatable because Marcell Ozuna seems to be doing pretty well for whatever reason.
That's true.
Yeah, so I would say for the most part, though, I think they usually exist, but who knows? All right, yeah, Matt, we were able to make it for almost close to an hour, so that's good. We were able to get a almost full hour of yap session in. So, I'll definitely be posting my lists of the top 10 power forwards on the social media very soon. Actually, one more thing to close this out. I'm very happy I got to do this in my room because I almost had to do it in John's room because I actually left I couldn't find the remote to my ceiling fan for the life of me. It was literally like 7:50. I was like scrambling through everything. I finally found it in like under a book or something. So very happy that works out. But yeah. So Matt, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for the great questions and for challenging my knowledge there. But until then, follow me on all my social media platforms at All American Hooper on TikTok and on Instagram, at American Hooper on Twitter. Check out my additional content. For now, it's Sunday nights on NBA Max, but however, there have been talks within our group chats where we likely will be changing the time because it is a little late. But also check out my column on PrimeTimeSportsTalk.com. I haven't written an article there in a couple months, but however, my top 100 players list will be coming out very soon. Once I get settled in. But this has been another episode of the All American Hoops podcast. I'm Chris Driscoll. Until then, keep grinding and stay hooping. Have a great night.
Fluent and chill, yeah, we call it how it's played. From the field to the court, every minute gets away. Fourth quarter heat, over 2-minute drill. If you can't handle truth, better chill with the skill. LeBron or MJ.